Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about my story. A lot of you guys know my struggle, know my past history, but I want to fill you guys in. For those that aren't aware, I nearly died from obesity. I was in really bad shape. I lost 100 pounds, and I want to talk a little bit about that in this video. Before I get into the topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos just like this. Yesterday when I was making a video right here, I had somebody tell me to put on this Dixie cup. It's actually a Navy hat that I wore for a 1940s party. So don't get excited. It's not a Dixie cup. All right, so I haven't talked about this in a while, and I talk a lot about obesity on social media. And as a writer for Tiger Fitness, as the editorial director, I write a lot of articles about obesity, the dangers of obesity. And recently on my Instagram, at Ben the Barman, I've been posting more and more about the dangers of obesity because there is a movement. There is a movement that is about fat acceptance. And I am not for fat shaming. One of the things I talk about a lot on social media is that we should love the person but hate the disease. But in this day and age, it's becoming more and more like a minefield. If you talk about obesity, somehow you're inherently fat shaming people. And I've had people come on my social media and attack me, and they make assumptions about who I am, like I'm some fit guy, or the people that follow me are just some fit people that don't understand what obese people go through. And even when I tell them that I lost 100 pounds, they kind of don't believe me. So I want to talk a little bit more about my story in this video. I was in the military. I got out in 1994. I was in the U.S. Army. I was unit supply at Fort Lee, Virginia. And I got out, and I was an avid runner for a long time, in addition to lifting weights. I got out of the military, and slowly between 94 and 96, as I transitioned into a sales career, I slowly started to become less and less active. And I moved up to about 220 pounds by the time 1996 rolled around. So I'd gone from like 177 in the military, slowly to 226. I was approaching the age of 30, and my weight started to creep up. I got married in 1997, and each year I started to gain weight. Slowly I hit 275. I was still lifting during the time. And then before you knew it, I was up around 308. This was around 1999. So my weight jumped rapidly. And between 1999 and 2013, I was a very obese man. I'd moved from somebody that was always physically fit and active to very obese. Around 2007, I had had enough, and I started to take up powerlifting. But during the time I was powerlifting, I became very strong, but I was still very unhealthy and very, very large. Before my last meet, when I was prepping for my last meet about 4.5 years ago now, I don't really have a calendar, so I don't really remember. My weight had got up to 346 pounds. I was sitting at a Pizza Hut, eating pizza, obviously, and I tried to get up from the table, and I couldn't move. Every muscle from head to toe had extreme cramps. It was Charlie horsing. I couldn't move this way or that way. I couldn't even take a step. I was that bad. Every muscle in my body was cramping. It took me nearly 15 minutes to get to the car. And on that day, I had promised my daughters that I would take them to see a movie. So I managed to get to the movie theater, crawl in the chair, and for 2 hours I sat there. I was unable to move. I was unable to get up. I almost had to call 911 to have them help me get up out of the movie seat. I got home. I was a week away from my biggest meet in my life. I was headed real close to a 1,950-pound raw powerlifting total. I don't know, at the age of 45 or 46, whatever I was at the time. And I was so sick, I couldn't even reach down and grab a barbell. It was at that time where I had a friend tell me, dude, you have fatty liver disease associated probably with type 2 diabetes. Fatty liver disease was preventing minerals from entering my muscles. And that is why they were in such a state of disrepair and bad health that everything was cramping. He told me at the time that if he reminded me at that time that the heart is a muscle, and if I didn't do something quickly, there was a good chance my heart was going to seize. I was going to have a heart attack or something along those lines. So when I tell people I nearly died from obesity, that's a pretty close call. That's about as close as any of us get. I'm not over, dramatizing things and not trying to be overly dramatic. I didn't have a heart attack. I think I was pretty darn close with how sick I was because I physically couldn't move without everything cramping. That's how bad my liver was. I went home that day and I stopped eating processed foods. I stopped eating flour. I stopped eating sugar. I really only ate meats, fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats. I didn't count calories, but I stuck to that regimen for a very long time. And in about 4 months, I was already down to 270 pounds. And from there, I got down to 246 pounds. That was about 2 years ago. And over the course of the next 2 years, I gained some muscle, I gained some strength back, and I lost some more fat. So I'm in even better shape. I wanted to make this video to remind you guys, or to share my story with you guys that have forgotten my story, have never heard my story. Because on social media or on this channel, when I talk about obesity, a lot of people will come on and just assume I'm some meathead, I'm some dickhead, I'm some asshole, I'm some fat-shaming fool. I lost 100 pounds. I was in very, very bad health, even though I was a lifter. And when I talk about obesity, I'm talking about obesity because I want to help reach those of you that are struggling, that feel like crap physically and mentally, that struggle with depression and anxiety or bad health, that want to live to make it to 70 or beyond, want to live to see their grandchildren, are tired of being fat and strong, and now they want to be healthy and fit and strong. So, thanks for listening. That is my story. I want to remind you guys, I also do obesity coaching. If you're interested in that, you can check out the links down below to my site, superlivingtoday.com, or you can hit me up on DM and Instagram at Ben the Barman. I want to remind you guys as well, my wife, Fiona, who you see on this channel a lot, and you see on my social media, she lost 100 pounds as well. So I'm very proud of her. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching and
stay super sexy.
Yeah, she's in her 90s, so I had to be real careful moving that.
I'm hiding.
Stay super sexy, people.